Hi team, good to see you. So today we're going to be talking about this, that inflation is evil. We're going to be talking about how it robs consumers of their purchasing power, how we are going to move wealth from savers through to borrowers, so a redistribution of income. We're going to be talking about the increased level of uncertainty in an economy as a result of inflation. We're going to talk about how there are some real significant problems that have an effect on economic growth. Businesses that aren't going to invest because they're not certain about what's going to happen. We're going to talk about countries and case studies where inflation has spiraled completely out of control. Countries like Zimbabwe, where at the end of 2008, a single US dollar was worth 2.6 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. Trillion with a T. All right? That's a lot. We can talk about why that occurred in class, but we're going to think about all of these economic effects, the menu costs, how you have to keep changing the menu, right, for your business because the prices keep changing and that takes time and money and effort, right? How there's shoe leather costs, how you have to keep trying to find cheaper resources for your business. You have to travel and do lots of research and it takes time and effort and energy and it's an expense and it gets added to the cost. How workers are going to demand higher wages because inflation's occurring. But the irony of demanding the higher wages is that it's going to push up the costs for the business. And then the business, to try to safeguard their revenues, their profit levels, they're going to push the price up as well. All right? So then inflation can become self-creating. It can lead to a wage price spiral. Inflation is evil. Inflation can cause unemployment for people because how do you keep employing people? They're too expensive. Inflation will reduce the worth of the currency that you use, as in you can't buy as much with that same amount of money. If you're on a fixed income, if you have no bargaining power, you're going to be unable to solve your own personal problem with regards to inflation. You're not going to be able to buy things that you want to buy or need to buy. So those people are going to be severely impacted by inflation. Lots of problems, lots of effects of inflation. Evil. Right? How do we fix it? What monetary policies are we going to use? We're going to use contractionary monetary policy and traditionally to think about this. But what if the cause of inflation is cost push inflation, not demand pull? Does the same policy work? How big a time lag is there between the policy that you implement versus the effect of the policy? How much political will is there to achieve a decrease in inflation, effectively moving your economy into a recession in order to decrease the level of inflation, particularly if it's demand based. Right? Maybe there are other approaches. Maybe inflation isn't as high as we think it is because the tool that we use to measure inflation is not necessarily as well thought out or put together, or statistically, maybe it's not as accurate as it could be. Lots of things to think about with regards to inflation. And please remember to like and subscribe. We're going to be discussing all of this, critically evaluating inflation, making sure that governments make the right decision, because at the end of the day, this is about us and how much we might suffer with regards to inflation. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one.